It was just a normal day in Canterlot. Princess Dashie was out for a walk in town since she felt restless back at the castle, and since it was a sunny day, she thought maybe a nice walk in town could be good for her. But while she was walking by herself, there was something else on her mind, and that was about her friend Twilight. Since Twilight's birthday was were approaching, and she wanted to do something special for Twilight, but she wasn't sure what to do for her, so she had decided when she returns back to the castle, she's gonna ask her aunt Celestia and her mom Luna about if they had any idea what to do for Twilight after her birthday. But even though that she wanted to do something quite special for Twilight. After all, Twilight and Dashie had been very good friends ever since though. But still, she wanted to do something quite special for her friend. When she had returned back to the castle, she found her mom and her aunt in the throne room just talking about something. And Luna saw that Dashie had just walked in, and she asked if she had a good time on her walk, and Dashie said that she did. But they noticed there was something else on her mind. Celestia asked if something was wrong. Dashie said nothing was wrong, she just been thinking, that's all. But she explained that she has been thinking about Twilight since her birthday was approaching, and she wanted to do something special for her friend. But she wasn't sure what to do or give Twilight something special for her birthday, so she asked her mom and Celestia if they had any advice or any suggestions what could do for Twilight. Both Luna and Celestia looked at each other and then talked about some ideas, and Celestia looked at her and said, well, since Twilight's birthday is approaching, how about the idea at maybe throw her a party to celebrate? Maybe a surprise birthday party for Twilight. That was something that Dashie said, it sounds like a good idea, but it was just one problem. Dashie has never thrown a party or even planned one before, and she did mention it. But there is one that on some point that actually can help you with it, said Luna with a smile. Who? Pinkie Pie, said Celestia. Yeah, that's right, said Dashie. Pinkie Pie was known to be a very good, one of the best ponies to be throwing parties, regardless of what type of celebrating of a birthday, cutie markers, if they get their first cutie mark, or anything. So Dashie said that she would write a letter to Pinkie and ask her for an advice, and maybe ask her if it was possible that they both could plan a surprise birthday party for Twilight. And both Celestia and Luna thought it was a good idea. So Dashie went to her room, wrote a letter, and sent it directly to Pinkie. But the next day, she received a message back from Pinkie, and she wrote that she would be happy to help Dashie to plan for this surprise birthday party for Twilight. After all, she wanted to do something special for Twilight also, but having both of them combined their minds and ideas could be something grand for Twilight. So, Dashie told both her mom and Celestia that Pinkie had agreed to help, and that she's going to Ponyville to help Pinkie, but that Dashie will have to be there in secret, so Twilight won't have to know Dashie is even there. Luna and Celestia agreed not to mention it to Twilight, and also to inform Spike, and so that he will be aware, so that he can try to avoid had any contact between Twilight and Dashie, and also to have and inform the other friends to not to mention any pony that Dashie is going to be in town. So that same afternoon, Dashie went to Ponyville to meet Pinkie at Sugarcube Corner. Pinkie was actually just doing some taking care of some customers when Dashie went in. She smiled away to Dashie and she went to the same thing. After that, she had taken care of the customers. Dashie walked up to Pinkie. So, thanks for you want to help me, Pinkie, for this surprise party for Banjo Twilight. Anything from a friend, said Pinkie with a smile. You know, I, I, this, I mean, this idea of a surprise party for Pinkie for Twilight, it wasn't a bad idea. I mean, I had done many surprise parties, but if you want to have your own ideas of what to do, but there is one thing though. Even though Twilight hasn't even aware that about this you're planning this party, yeah, said Dashie, but Dashie then couldn't thought of something. What if that Pinkie and the rest of her friends is pretending that when it is Twilight's birthday, they all will pretend it's just a normal day, that it's nothing has any particular eventful. Pinkie thought that that could be something fun, and even though they both know it is it will be Twilight's birthday, but pretending to be as a regular day. But at the same time they were talking, some pony walked in, and a starlight glimmer with Spike. They actually heard that Starlight had heard from Spike that Dashie is coming in. She was the only the only pony that wanted to help. And with her magic, Dashie's magic, and Pinkie's knowledge, they will probably make this surprise birthday party even better. So Starlight actually was happy to see Dashie though. And when they had told Starlight this idea to that every pony will pretend it's just a normal day, and Starlight said that is not a bad idea. I mean, think about it. I have seen many other ponies pretend it's just a normal day, and it's like, yeah. But then there was one thing that they may have been doing. They were asking themselves where to celebrate this party at Sugarcube Corner, at the castle, or somewhere else. There were some discussions on any viable place that could have been perfect. There were like the castle or Sweet Apple Acres that would be big enough to have hold many friends. But they're also depending on the if there's going to be a sunny day on that day. So, but what about having at the castle just in case? And what if that some pony will keep Twilight occupied? Occupied, you say? Dashie asked. Well, Starlight said, what if the some pony is keeping Twilight away from castle long enough for Pinkie to sneak there, put up all the things for the party with you and me to help. So some pony will have to keep Twilight away from the castle long enough for us to put up the decorations, food, party games, like that. Yet that might not be so much a problem, but the question is who will we do it? They actually were thinking, and Spike Notes says, well, I probably would not be the best to do that. She probably real sense something is off, so it has to be some point that she unexpectedly wouldn't believe. So they were thinking, what about if Rainbow Dash? So hear me out, said Starlight. What about if Rainbow takes Twilight so far from the town to have a race, and around the time when their race is over, they finished the race at the castle, and that Rainbow suggested maybe just they can go inside to have something to drink. After all, they've been out day in a racing against each other. Both Pinkie and Dash looked at each other and said, "You know what? That might work." I mean, Dashie would not probably been against that," said Pinkie with a smile. You know, agreed, said Dashie. I think Rainbow might be the best option though. So Starlight agreed to tell Rainbow about this idea, and she will inform Dashie later that same afternoon when when she had talked to Rainbow. So, but then there was another question: where is Dashie gonna stay? It is not like she's gonna be going to stay at the castle because Twilight will notice that if somebody else is staying at the castle immediately. But Pinkie said that Dashie could stay at the Sugar Corner. That there is a guest room that she can use. Said Pinkie said, I don't think Mr. and Mrs. Cake would be against if they had a guest over for a couple of days and someone like I know, said Pinkie with a smile. Dashie agreed that could work. So Starlight agreed to be back soon to inform them about that she had informed Rainbow. And in fact, 2 hours later, Starlight did return. And she had informed Rainbow what idea, and she said that Rainbow was very much up for this idea, and she was looking forward to it. So, since the Twilight's birthday was in fact within 2 days, so there were a lot of ideas planning for type of food, about sweets that are gonna be a part of, type of games gonna be used at the party. But everybody was actually getting excited. And when they were on her birthday was just only one day approaching, because the very next day after that Dashie arrived to Ponyville. Dashie and Pinkie, along with Fluttershy and Applejack, were meeting at Sugarcoop Corner in Pinkie's room. They were just talking about where type of games gonna be provided and type of food that's gonna be provided, type of sweets. Pinkie said that she might try to do some new apple pies and maybe apple cupcakes and maybe some other flavors. And Applejack said that she will provide Pinkie with the apples and offer to her. So Pinkie said thanks. So on that day when there was actually Twilight's birthday, all her friends acted just normal, even though they had this planned not to reveal anything as remotely to Twilight's birthday. And even Dashie, who still were at the Sugar Corner waiting to get over the castle while Twilight was gone. So Pinkie was going to inform her when it was time to go. Twilight that day didn't felt she was really happy that since it was her birthday, and she tried to make a hint to Spike and Starlight that it was her birthday, but they were like acting clueless that they were acting just like if they didn't even know this was her any particular birthday special or anything. So Twilight felt like a little bit hurt, or maybe that they just had forgotten, or maybe something else. So she went out to see some other her friends like Rarity, Applejack, or even Fluttershy. But the clueless they had all acted, but they were all aware this was just an act. But Twilight was still clueless. So during around 1 p.m., Rainbow actually showed up at the castle, asked Spike if Twilight was there, and she were in the library. So Rainbow asked Twilight if she would be up for a race. This is something like unexpected, though, said Twilight. I mean, you usually don't use but you want to ask me for a race. There must be for some reason. Well, Rainbow actually came up with a good story. That she were have taken care of her short back home and that she felt restless and she wanted to do something. Maybe some unexpectedly that she hasn't even done in a while. And she said, well, I haven't done any racing against any pony for a while, and I mean, and it has been a while since you two and I were doing some race against each other, so I thought, why not? Yeah, when did you have in mind? Well, how about right now? I mean, if there unless you're busy with something. But Twilight wasn't any doing much any important. She was sitting in the library doing some reading and something like that. So where are your mind? Well, how about we start here, and the finish line will also be here. We fly to past Sweet and Apple Acres, around there, and maybe pass, maybe to be past that there and past Sweet Apple Acres, past Fluttershy's home, around this Every Forest, maybe twice, and then return back here. Hmm. That is actually not that short run, but yeah, I will be up for it. So Twilight and Rainbow, they stood outside, do some stretching just because they didn't want to be getting cramped in the wings or anything. So Rainbow said, I will give you 2 minutes head start. Are you sure? Well, yeah, I'm in the fastest flyer in Equestria, so I will easily be beating you. Uh-huh. Really, Rainbow. Then Rainbow just stood there, saw that Twilight fell off. And after 2 minutes, she saw that Pinkie was around the corner, and she nodded, and she took off herself. Pinkie stood next to Dashie and Starlight behind a building. She nodded and told them it was time to go to the castle to prepare for the party. And even though they knew that they probably wouldn't have much time, since they both all of them knew that that Rainbow was a quick flyer, and that she wouldn't get much, and that Twilight was also fast, but she would try her best to win against Rainbow. So they quickly returning to the castle, went in the library, started preparing some decorations like a cake, and after they were finished, they were actually just sitting there, and then it was mentioned, when is the guests are coming around over? Um, Spike said that Fluttershy, Rarity, Shining Armor, Cadence, Flurry Heart, Celestia, and Luna will be arriving shortly. And just about the time, they heard a knock on the door, and Spike went there to open. Ah, Cadence, Shining Armor, Flurry Heart, welcome. Yeah, Twilight isn't here yet. Good, and I think the plan worked, said Cadence with a smile. You bet, said Spike with a smile back. So, is everyone else here? No, the others will be here soon, said Starlight. And only about maybe 5 minutes later, there was another knock on the door, and it was Rarity, Applejack, and even Cadence, Celestia, and Luna. Where is Fluttershy? Asked Rarity with a smile. She hasn't even. No, she isn't here yet. But I think maybe that she's a bit late. I mean, Twilight and that Rainbow probably will be here soon. So Fluttershy may have to hurry up. She don't have to hurry up. She is already here. They heard that voice and they all turned around and saw Discord above their ceiling. Discord? When did you get here? A few seconds ago. So where is Fluttershy? Oh, wait. And he snapped his fingers and then he stood right in front of them. Oh, never mind. So everyone is here? Starlight, Spike, and Dashie looked around and counted all the guests. Yeah, we are all are here. And Spike, can you be a lookout just to be in if if Rarity, if Rainbow and Twilight are right? Of course, said Spike, and he walked to the door. And he said he will knock twice to tell them that they had arrived. And around the same time, Rainbow and Twilight had just passed Fluttershy's cottage, and were about to fly twice around this Every Forest and then quickly return back to Ponyville. Rainbow, you're not faster flying than I am, said Twilight, who's past Rainbow. Oh yeah, really? I will beat you. That's what's certain of it, Twilight. But, Rainbow, you know I'd probably beat you easy, said Rainbow, Twilight back with a smirk. But as they had passed this forest twice. Alright, now it's the straight back to the castle, and we'll see who's the winner this time. As they were flying fast as both could back to Ponyville. At the castle, though, all of the guests were very excited to waiting and small talked about what is going to happen, and even though the Starlight had an idea. What about if every pony was standing behind some furniture, like maybe a couch or some of the chairs, and just and have the room a bit dark, and have the candles on the light, have the light turn on again, and when Rainbow and Twilight standing in the front in the door, and having this happened, and they all agreed to do so, and then jump front and scream, "Happy birthday, Twilight!" They all agreed to do so, and because only a moment later they heard two knocks on the door. "Oh, that's a signal," said Pinkie. "Everyone get ready?" Everyone hides behind some couches and everything, and turned down the light in the library a little bit, so a little bit dark. And even though that Twilight were not expected to see Spike standing outside, Spike, what are you doing here? "Oh, just getting some fresh air." Okay. So they actually saw. They just walked in. "You know, I did beat you this time, Rainbow." "Well, maybe next time," said Rainbow. They all decided to go into the library. Huh. What is it? It's a little bit, kind of a bit dark in here. I mean, there was just one light when I left. But then suddenly the light turned on, and every pony just jumped up from behind his place and said, "Happy birthday, Twilight!" Twilight had a heart attack. Wow, this okay. What is going on here? And Pinkie walked up to her with Dashie and said, "Well, this is actually mine and Dashie's idea to have this surprise birthday party for you. So you all knew that was my birthday?" "Well, of course," said Rainbow with a smirk. "We all pretended this wasn't your birthday." "So that's the reason why every pony was just acting like that?" said Pink, while I just smiled and laughed. "Well, yeah," said Pinkie. "What is it about the what about the non-funded even you knew though?" And Paula said, "Yeah, I guess you're right." "But now let's have the party though," said Pinkie with a smile, and they all went to the counter the cake, and Discord snapped his fingers and there was light on it. Even after though that Twilight Temple with the candles and everybody has started having some cakes, whether cupcakes and pies, and even started enjoying some games. During the party though, Twilight was just talking to Celestia, Luna, Cadence, Shining Armor, just having a good time. Even though that both Dashie and Pinkie, who stood and talking in a little distance, saw that how happy and how big smile that Twilight had. And Pinkie said, "You know, this party was a great success." "I have to agree with you though," said Dashie with a smile. "I mean, if it wasn't for my mom and my aunt, who had even thought about asking me, told me to ask you about this, I don't think my gift to her to be this good. But having your experience, your techniques to being come up with different party ideas was not as a bad idea. I admit, this is a really success. And Pinky, yeah, you are truly a true friend to help me here, to help me through all this. I mean, if it wasn't for you to help me, I don't know if I planned it myself, it probably would even have been the best result. So for you helping me with this, I'm really appreciative. Well, anything to help a friend, said Pinky with a smile. Now, let's have some more cake and enjoy the party, and maybe play some games. I agreed. So during the party, though, Twilight actually walked up to Twilight walked up to Dashie and Pinkie and said to both of them, "You both are really true friends to have given me such amazing party. I mean, I know Pinkie always throws one of the best parties ever, but have both of you had to combine your minds and ideas? It made it even better, said Twilight with a smile. Well, we are both happy to help you, though, said Dashie with a smile back. Agreed, said Pinkie with a big smile. I mean, Dashie said that if I didn't had helped her, this party wouldn't maybe not have the same result. I mean, as good success. Yeah, it's probably like that, said Twilight. No offense, though, Dashie. None taken. I know that I probably would even done much success myself. After all, I had never made a party of myself before, so I would even know. But having my friend, my true friend here, said Dashie and put her hoof around Pinkie's shoulder and she said, this is a true party planner and also one of my best true friends I ever had. So if it was for Pinkie, I don't know what this party would be like. But having Pinkie as a true friend and helping with this, or at least help me with ideas on what was best for it, I'm just, I'm happy to have her as a friend. I agreed, said Twilight. So the rest of the day, though, Pinkie, Dashie actually enjoyed this party with along their other friends, and even Celestia and Luna had agreed that the party was a great success, and that both Dashie and Pinkie worked very well to work together to make a good party. And this is how Dashie and Pinkie Pie found a true friend. The end.